What is language? Structural view of language. Now let's see that what is this structural view of language. From now on, I'll consider a language to be a set finite or infinite of sentences, each finite in length and constructed out of a finite set of elements. This is what Chomsky say about language. According to Chomsky, all natural languages, both spoken and written, are languages in the sense of his definition. He does not differentiate between spoken languages or written languages. But he does not include animal language. Each language is a finite number of sounds and indefinitely many distinct sentences. So we all know that every language has a certain limited number of sounds in it, and on the basis of these limited number, the language user make innumerable sentences in that language. So he says that it is the duty of the linguist to see that which sequences are sentences and which are non-sentences. So take up any sentence from the language and see that is it a well-formed correct sentence or is it not a well-formed correct sentence. What is natural language and its property? He also thinks that the linguist should look at the natural languages and should find and investigate the properties found in the natural languages. Chomsky's belief structural properties are complex, abstract, highly specific. Chomsky believed that a human being, a child, is born with an innate capacity of learning a language. So he believes that this is not possible that a child who is struggling to learn his or her language at a very early stage of his life or her life should know a phenomenon like language, which is highly complex, which is very abstract, and which is highly specific. Just imagine that all the linguists, all the learned people look at a certain language and try to understand its complexity. And similarly, just imagine a child of a very small age, in his or her early years, 1, 2, 3 years, are mastering this complex phenomenon of language. This is very surprising. So that's why Chomsky believes that language learning is quite innate. There is an inbuilt capacity in our brain that help us learning this complex phenomenon. He also believed that it must be known to child prior to experience of any natural language. This is what I say, that language learning is innate. The child knows that what language is. Obviously, he learns a certain language. The child knows language, but he learns a certain language, and a language is the language which he learns in a certain society where he or she is brought up. Chomsky is basically a rationalist. Rationalists are the people according to whom the source of knowledge is reason. Contrary to the empiricists who believe that the base of knowledge is sensory knowledge. So Chomsky is a rationalist. That's why he thinks that language learning is innate. The children have some innate capacity to learn language. So his concept of learning is structure dependence. We have a structure. That's why he talk about universal grammar. So according to Chomsky's definition, this definition encompasses focus on purely structural properties of language. That what are the structural properties? For example, its phonemes, its morphemes, and its semantics. He discusses these things and how the structure of a language is made, where the noun phrase come, where the verb phrase come, and where there are different categories that are put into sentence. And he suggests that these properties can be investigated mathematically. This is his point of view. And Chomsky says that as we learn things mathematically, similarly we can also learn language or properties of the language with the help of mathematics. So this definition does not encompasses communicative function of either natural or non-natural language. So this in this definition, Chomsky has not discussed that language is also used for communicative purpose, or another thing, that the function of natural languages is different from animal language or non-natural languages, like languages of mathematics, computer languages, or body languages. So he does not discuss anything about these aspects of language in his definition. Thank you.